Jessica Pegula apologizes after late withdrawal from Austin. Jessica Pegula, the defending champion of the ATX Open, apologized after withdrawing late from the tournament in Austin. The American star had signed up to defend her title after a perfect 5-0 run in her debut last year, but her plans changed just before her opening match against Rebecca Sramkova. Success in Dubai and scheduling challenges. Pegula arrived in Austin fresh off an impressive run at the WTA 1000 in Dubai, where she captured her first title since June. The quick turnaround from the United Arab Emirates to Texas raised questions about whether she could sustain her level of play and recovery. Ultimately, she chose to withdraw, though she still celebrated her 32nd birthday in Austin. Pegula's apology. The world number 5 expressed regret for not being able to compete in front of the Austin fans. "I'm so sorry I've had to pull out of the ATX Open. I loved playing last year and Austin has become one of my favorite stops. I hope to come back again soon," she said on Instagram. Strong season despite setbacks. Although she has played only 3 tournaments this year, Pegula has compiled a 13-2 record. Her victories in Dubai and semi-final runs at the Brisbane International and the Australian Open underline her consistency and resilience. Pegula's words and results reflect both her commitment to the sport and the challenges of balancing a demanding schedule, leaving fans hopeful for her return to Austin in the future. Currently the world number 5, Jessica played her last match on the 21st of February when she overcame world number 9 Alina Svitolina 6-2, 6-4 in the final in Dubai to win her 11th career title. Currently, during this season the American achieved a compiled 13-2 record. The American has won 1 title in Dubai. The apology that echoed beyond the court. Jessica Pegula in Austin. There are moments in professional sport that remind fans, critics, and even casual observers that athletes are more than trophies. Trophies stand amidst schedules, expectations, national pride, and the pulse of global attention. For Jessica Pegula, one such moment unfolded not in the high-stakes drama of a final point or a deciding set, but in a moment of vulnerability, a public apology after a very late withdrawal from the ATX Open in Austin, Texas. A champion arrives and leaves before the battle begins. In the world of tennis, defending a title is no small task. Fans expect it, analysts predict it, and sponsors hope for it. A few months ago, Pegula had lifted the ATX Open trophy in 2025 with commanding play throughout the event, dropping only a single set en route to her victory. So when she arrived in Austin this year, scheduled to defend that very title, anticipation was high. But anticipation, as fans soon learned, can be a fragile thing. Just hours before her scheduled opening match against Slovakia's Rebecca Sramkova, Pegula announced that she would not be taking to the court, citing a left knee issue that had worsened following a recent, physically exhausting swing that included a WTA 1000 title in Dubai and her 32nd birthday celebration at the same venue. Her decision stunned the tennis community. An apology shared, not just a statement. Rather than let silence or speculation fill the void, Pegula took to social media from the tournament grounds, where she had already been present with coaches and sponsorship obligations, and offered an apology to fans. "I'm so sorry I've had to pull out of the ATX Open. I loved playing last year and Austin has become one of my favorite stops. I hope to come back again soon." These words, simple, direct, and heartfelt, resonated widely. They stood in stark contrast to the usual cold press release often issued by athletes in such situations, and they revealed something deeper, a genuine connection to her sport and to the communities that welcome her year after year. It was not simply a message about injury. It was an acknowledgement of disappointment, shared not just between Pegula and her fans, but between a player and the sport she loves. Injury, expectations, and the athlete's burden. Injuries are as old as athletic competition itself. But in an era marked by packed calendars and intense physical demands, they have taken on new significance and new scrutiny. Athletes like Pegula compete week after week, moving from one climate and surface to another, battling rivals who are equally hungry for wins, rankings, and momentum. In choosing to withdraw, she was not just managing her physical health, she was managing expectations, others, and her own. Her apology publicly recognized the emotional toll that comes with such decisions. Fans do not only want to see winners, they want to see fighters. Saying, "sorry," was her way of confronting the emotional impact of a decision that might have disappointed some, but ultimately served a greater purpose, safeguarding her body for future competitions like Indian Wells and Miami, key stops on the WTA Tour. What made her apology meaningful wasn't the obligation to explain her absence, but the humility to admit that, winning or losing, she deeply values the experience of competition and the community that supports it. The human side of high performance. Sport often leonizes strength and victory. But Pegula's apology reminded us all of something just as important: the courage to communicate honestly when circumstances change. Her message struck a chord for several reasons. Authenticity. Instead of a brief technical statement, she spoke directly to fans with personal language. "I loved playing last year. I hope to come back again soon." Connection to place. Austin wasn't just another stop. It was a tournament she cherished, a place where she had once triumphed and where memories were made. Respect for fans and opponents. In acknowledging her withdrawal, she also honored the audience and competitors who come to the sport ready to witness her fight. Her words echoed not just as an apology for an absence, but as a reaffirmation of her commitment to the sport and to the connections built along the way. Beyond the court, a lesson for all of us. There is a universal truth in Pegula's choice to apologize. We all face moments where we must step back, not because we lack passion or effort, but because circumstances demand it. In those moments, honesty and humility become as powerful as strength and resilience. Pegula's apology was more than a tennis statement. It was a reminder that competitors at the highest level are still human, with physical limits, emotional ties, and genuine respect for the communities that follow them. Looking ahead, after the apology. While her absence in Austin left a gap in the draw and disappointed some fans, it garnered respect from many others. The tournament moved forward, with other competitors stepping up to fill the vacancy she left, a reminder that sport is always evolving, always unpredictable, and always alive with possibility. For Pegula, her journey continues toward the next challenge, where hopes of recovery and future victories await. Along the way, her public apology will be remembered not as a moment of weakness, but as an expression of respect for fans, for the sport, and for the shared experience that defines professional tennis. In a world that often celebrates perfection, Pegula's willingness to speak from the heart reminded us that sometimes, what truly matters isn't the match that wasn't played, but the respect and connection that remains long after the headlines fade.